Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're getting back to fixing the brake lines on the 1985 Volkswagen Vanagon Westfalia. In the previous video I did realize that I was missing one of the brake lines, which I did purchase, and I'm going to need to bend it and reflare it, which is where we're going to start from. So right now I need to make the brake line that goes from the passenger side rear brake hose to the rear T, which it did come in the kit, but it was I think like 300 millimeters, which is like 11.8 inches long, which was a little too long, so it's making it difficult to route correctly. I had to make some bends that I just don't like the way it fits, making it difficult. So I'm going to make my own. This is part of the kit. These lines are part of the kit that I bought from Summit Racing. I already made the section that goes from the brake pressure regulator to the rear T using the same line. It is came with all the fittings and everything for the ISO bubble flares in a bunch of different sizes. I need the one that's 10 by 1 millimeter, which is these two. Yeah, so this is the brake line that comes in the Summit Racing kit. It's 3/16 copper nickel. So it is a lot easier to bend than the stuff that comes in the kit that I bought, which was steel lines. So I'm going to make a line that is roughly just under 11 inches. I think should be fine. And to cut the tool, I'm using this little cutter that I got at Walmart. While I cut the brake lines, I wanted to share a quick Bible verse. In John 14:27 it says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." I cut it off. I use either a little file like this or a little blade. This file doesn't really fit in very well, but just to clean it out, make sure that there's no sharp edges inside. Turn it upside down and then just twist on the inside, pull it out, make sure it's cleaned off, and then file off the edges a little so there's no flakes or sharp edges. So now that the brake line is cut to size, currently it is ended up being about 10.5 inches long. I'm using this tool right here to do the flares. I got it on Amazon. I've used a similar one. So this one is a little more expensive than the ones you'll find like Harbor Freight or AutoZone. I paid, I think it was like $80 for this one, but it does the ISO DIN bubble flares and then the SAE double flare. But I need the bubble flare. So unbolt these. I'm going to use it flipped over this way. You insert it like this. You will see this line right here. So you want to line those up as best you can and then tighten it down. Once you have it tight enough to where you can't move the line too well, you use this piece, insert it, and this piece will actually push the line in exactly to a specified line right here. And if you need to, you can push from this side to make sure it's all lined up correctly. I like to make it a little bit past the line so that way this bolt right here will actually line it up perfectly. Once this is done, you tighten these completely. Make sure to tighten it very well. Once you have it ready like that, this specific tool, since there's two different type of flares you can do, this one right here is used for the SAE double flare, and then this one is used for the ISO or the DIN bubble flare. So what you do is just move that out of the way, take the tip, put it into the grease that comes with the kit. You insert it and then hand tighten it, and then using a size 17 you proceed to slowly tighten it until it's the whole way in, and once you get that done you just loosen it. One downside of this tool that I see is I wish this handle was a little bit longer so it gives you more leverage. Once you get that out, you take off all these. And just like that, you have your flare. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. I've had a lot more success with this tool than I have with the ones you can get like a Harbor Freight or AutoZone, because on those it always ends up bending the line. On this one I haven't had issues with it yet. If you're using this tool on a line that's already installed, make sure to always have the male nut on. Since I'm making a new one, I can insert it later, but make sure you always have it on. But that's how it looks. So now I just need to do this side, and now that I'm going to be closing it off, I do need to make sure I have the nut on correctly. So here's the other side, also done. We have the male nuts on both sides, and they look pretty good. So now the real test is going to be make sure they don't leak once I install them. So hopefully that'll work. And then I just have to bend it into shape, which I'm going to do once I'm actually under the car and shaping it correctly. And hopefully I didn't make it too short. So this is the finished brake line that goes between the pressure regulator and the rear T. So this is the new master cylinder. Haven't bolted it down yet, but I did install the two new brake switches here and here. Now I'm going to bolt down the master cylinder and make sure the brake lines line up to the holes before I connect the reservoir and bleed the master cylinder. So here I'm installing the plastic adapters that come in the kit so I can bleed the master cylinder. So I have it set up to bleed the master cylinder. You basically just have two lines that are routed back into the master cylinder. One line on this side and then another line on this side. And all you have to do is just pump the brakes until the bubbles stop. Here I'm going back to remove the old lines that I hadn't removed at that point. I had to use flames again. And installing the new rubber line and steel line. And this is the finished product on the rear passenger. So now I need to install the brake line, the rubber brake line on the passenger side. And this is the one. And the piece that connects from the brake hose to the caliper, which is a 150 millimeter from the kit that I bought. However, it's actually shorter. So the one in the kit, this one, is longer than the original one. So I have to make sure it fits correctly. I already made the one for the driver's side, so it's shaped like this. So now I'm just going to try to replicate it and make the same one out of this, roughly similar. And once I already have it on the vehicle, I'll actually bend it into the correct shape. And then the rest I actually do with my fingers. You have to be careful not to do it too hard so that you don't crimp the line. But it's roughly the same and gives me a good starting point. Okay, so I was able to adjust my bend a bit and make it fit correctly. With these smaller lines, it's a lot harder to bend them correctly. I still need to tighten it completely. As you can see, it's a little loose here. But I got the bend because I still need to take the caliper off again. You just have to be very careful not to crimp it anywhere. And then this line I'm going to tape off. So I have this line taped off, and I'm going to put it into the bracket where it's going to be holding, just so I have everything set up correctly. And that's how this line sits. And then this line I still need to remove. I have it off. I just have still have it in so I can know how the line is bent and everything. And then it'll connect to this hose here. So for the brake line, that goes from the driver's side hose to the T, and I'll show you guys the T later. It's behind here on the other side. The brake line in the kit is about 3 inches, 2 inches too long, 3 inches too long. So what I have to do is make a loop. So I did it from this side. I did a rough estimate of where everything lines up. But it goes behind there, and I'll have to do it under the car. But that's roughly what it looks like. Because if I would have been making the brake line myself, I would have obviously made it shorter. But since I bought the kit already pre-flared with the nuts, I ended up having to do a loop like this. So this is the finished product of the brake line that's installed between the pressure regulator and the rear T. And it's hidden up here a little bit, so it's difficult to see that rear T. It's definitely not the best work, but for a first time, I think it turned out pretty well. And these are the lines going from the rear T to the rear rail. So this is how all the lines turned out. I do still need to rebuild the front calipers, but thank you all for watching. Hope to see you in the next video, and God bless.